The National Security Adviser Ajit Doval has landed in Moscow today, marking a significant diplomatic move by India amid mounting US pressure over Russian oil imports. During his visit, Doval will hold high-level meetings with Russian officials, focusing on strengthening defense cooperation, securing energy deals, and reinforcing India's strategic autonomy. This visit comes ahead of External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar's planned trip to Russia later this month, underlining New Delhi's intent to deepen ties with Moscow despite fresh tariff threats from Washington. Doval's visit to Moscow could shape India's defense and energy trajectory. Over the next 2 days, Doval is set to hold a series of closed-door meetings with top Russian officials expected to cover long-term oil supplies, joint defense production, and advanced weapons procurement. The diplomatic outreach is unfolding even as Donald Trump's tariff ultimatum to India draws closer. A warning that Washington could slap steep duties on Indian exports over continued Russian oil purchases. New Delhi, however, is determined to assert its strategic autonomy as the US and Europe quietly relies on reprocessed Russian oil flowing through India. New Delhi is doubling down on direct talks with the Kremlin, ensuring both energy security and defense readiness in a rapidly shifting global order. All right, so National Security Adviser Ajit Doval has landed in Moscow. It's a significant diplomatic move by India. And what does it mean for India's diplomatic ties as well as the US threat to impose more duties on India? Let's talk about that. Joining us on the show is Manju Seth, ex-Indian diplomat. Also with us is Robindra Sachdeva, foreign affairs expert and the president of Image India Institute. Thank you very much, the two of you, for taking time out for joining us on this show. I want to come to you, Ms. Seth, first. What are you making of India's effort to double down on its ties with the Russian administration? I think at this point in time, India is making it clear we're not backing down anytime soon. If at all, we will ensure that our energy needs will be at the center of India's diplomacy.
Absolutely. It's a very important, it's very important for us, energy security. Sorry. And we cannot afford to be browbeaten by the US. I think the way they have, the events have unfolded, I think it's very unfortunate the way President Trump has gone about imposing, issuing threats, imposing tariffs, on friends and foes alike. I think this is something which we cannot at all accept. And I think in Delhi, New Delhi has made it very clear to the US, yes, while the relationship remains important, but the way things have unfolded, it has become very difficult for us to continue as we were. And I think, we had to, we have to rebuild, or we do have good ties with Russia, but we have to reiterate that we are still strong, our ties are still strong, and that our security, our interests are paramount. And we are not going to negotiate, or we're not going to talk to the US with this tariff threat and, this kind of war that he's unleashed on India. I think this is very unfortunate the way things have unfolded, because I don't know if President Trump is being wrongly advised, or he does not understand the importance, or doesn't want to understand the importance for both sides of this relationship. But that's his way of looking at things. So I think we can't do much on that, but we have to safeguard our own interests, because we cannot allow that our interests and our economy shuts down because of what President Trump is doing.
Right. Robindra Sachdeva, up until 2 days ago, when a statement came out from Ministry of External Affairs calling out US's double standards when it comes to its own dealing with Russia, and for that matter, European Unions as well. We thought that that's the strongest possible response India could give. It was a mature response. It wasn't tweeted on Truth Social or social media platforms. It was a mature, thought-out response which was put out on various websites. But since then, I believe India has gone a step forward to ensure that its own energy needs are catered to. In your assessment, if Trump makes good on those tariff threats, What sort of impact are we looking at as far as our economy is concerned, trade with US is concerned?
Okay, theoretically speaking, if Trump makes good and if the situation remains, and if 25% tariffs are imposed upon India, and we are not factoring in the Russian oil penalties. So if 25% tariffs are imposed on India, broadly speaking, it seems that it will lead to a loss of about 20 to 30 billion dollars of India's exports. We export around $90 billion. So it would mean a fall in our exports to the tune of maybe around 20 to 25%, 20 to 25 billion dollars. Now, there's another number out there, broadly, once again, thumb rules and economist rules never seem to be always correct, but there is a rule that for every $1 billion of export loss, 100,000 lives are at stake in terms of livelihoods. So theoretically speaking, if 25% tariffs are imposed on India, 20 to 25 billion dollars of exports from India will fall, and if 20 to 25 billion dollar exports falls, it would translate into 2 million or so odd jobs being lost or under threat. Those are the theoretical numbers. But yes, it means that somewhere around those numbers would be the impact that
Right.
India would face. And that is without the Russian penalties, and also that is without the BRICS penalties, which is another, brick, let's say, which Trump is, lodging or lobbing at us.